Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the worst reviews ever. Today I got the Manic Genius, got Amazing in here, CLS, and KC Fred. Before we jump into these this review, man, how's everybody doing? Y'all getting all festive? Y'all ready for the holidays?
Good.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
I sound like some Grinches, man. Y'all out here tired and stuff, but it's all good.
I'm tired, man. It's cold. It's like 29 degrees this morning.
Damn, it says 29 down there?
It was 29 degrees this morning. It was fucking cold.
Okay.
Yeah. It's starting to drop. It's starting to drop now. But it got warm during the day. I think the high was almost like 55, almost 60 degrees.
That's where we was.
It's weird, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I be up and down, man. I saw California getting all kind of floods and stuff, man. It's all kind of crazy weather this summer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel we gonna get hit hard, like probably in January, February timeframe.
Y'all gonna get a lot of snow. I know y'all gonna get hit hard. It's gonna be snowed in. You get cabin fever.
I got me some MREs. I'm ready.
You got MRE. You're gonna be in there eating MREs and like doing what's it, like knitting sweaters and knitting blankets and shit.
Yeah. But all right, we'll go ahead and we'll jump into the movie review. Let me pull these slides up. Man, you go ahead and read the first one when you situated, or you want me to go ahead and just...
Yeah, I can do it. Best Christmas Ever. Best Christmas Ever is a 2023 American Christmas romantic comedy film directed by Mary Lambert and written by Todd Gallicano and Charles Shire. Every Christmas, Jackie sends a boastful holiday newsletter that makes her old college friend Charlotte feel jealous. When a twist of fate lands Charlotte and her family on Jackie's snowy doorstep just days before Christmas, she seizes the opportunity to prove her old friend's life can't be possibly that perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll go ahead and jump into the next slide. I'll go ahead and cover this one. This is the directors and producers. So this movie was directed by Mary Lambert. It was based off a screenplay by Todd Gallicano, Charles Schreier, and it was produced by Brad Cravoy. Then moving on to the cast for this movie. All right, we had Heather Graham as Charlotte Sanders, Brandy Norwood as Jackie Jennings, Jason Biggs as Rob Sanders. That's my man from American Pie.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Sedano as Valentino. What was he on, Power?
Yeah, Cristobal on Power.
Yeah,
remember Cristobal?
Yeah.
he was on Z. Never mind.
No, go ahead. What else was he on?
No, we'll get to it.
Okay, so Wyatt Hunt as Grant Sanders, Abby Villas Mill as Dora Sanders, Madison Sky Valadum as Beatrix Jennings, Nadia Seen as Rose McCaffrey, and Janet Lowe as Kiko. And to the movie rating scale, and we'll start with Fred and just work our way down. So Fred, what was your rating for this movie?
I gave it an 8.5.
Damn. So you got it in the excellent territory. Okay, Fred was waiting for these Christmas movies. You think there was some inflation built into your score just based on them shitty movies that I've been putting out these past couple weeks?
Hey, I'm going full throttle for the end of the year. So.
Okay. All right, Manic Genius, what was your rating for this movie?
I gave it an 8.2.
8.2. Yeah, we watched the best Christmas ever, right? Let me stop. Let me get everybody's. Did we watch the same? All right, Amazing. What was your rating for this movie?
I actually was just thinking like 6.5.
All right, so Amy, Amazing got it in good territory. Manic has it in excellent. CLS. What was your rating for this movie?
I give it a 7. I would watch it again. I give it a 7.
Okay, so you got it in between good and very good.
Yeah, 7.
And for me, it's a solid 4. So that was my rating. So I'm definitely the outlier on this one, and I think it's between. I think Casey Fred got the other outlier.
Nah,
so Casey really Fred,
he's not really an outlier because my score is very close to his.
I know, but we go by the highest and the lowest.
Oh,
so
okay.
I mean, that's what we just.
He said it. Did he say 8.5 or 8?
He said 8.5.
Yeah, he said 8.5.
Yeah,
Manic had it.
He's right.
All right.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, There's some things I would have changed, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll kick it off why I gave it a 4.
Yeah, explain
know, just
yourself,
like-
sir.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So the reason I gave this a 4 is, first of all, I hate Christmas movies, honestly.
Okay.
I'm like with Casey Fred with the horror movies. I despise Christmas movies. They're all the same. It's got the typical, similar plot, storyline, cheesy actors. But with this one, I do like some of the actors and actresses in this one. But
yeah,
I think I seen, what was the Hallmark Channel? Amazing that you always be watching. I think they actually had like a better movies than this one. It just wasn't terrible, but just. I think probably after watching all these like similar like prototypes of movies for so many years, it just it was I had to take a nap, come back and watch it. So
you felt like it.
Just
You
the
felt
plot
like
storyline. So CLS, we'll go ahead. We'll go to you next. Why did you rate the movie? Why'd you give it that rating that you did?
I mean, I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Like I was hanging out like with my family. It's very family friendly. You know what I mean? It's a family. You can sit down and watch it with your whole family, and you can laugh at the cheesy jokes. And it was. I mean, you want to start breaking down the scenes now, or just?
No. We'll go ahead. So you said it was family friendly.
Yeah, it was I thought it was a good family friendly movie. Kind of like if we're comparing Christmas films, like A Christmas Story. You know that classic movie, A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't that good, but I'm just that vibe though. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
a little bit of Home Alone vibe too, like kind of, sort of, but not really.
Okay, I got you. All right, amazing. Break down your rating.
I went with, what did I go with? 6, right? Is that what I said? 6?
6.5.
Yeah, 6.5.
Okay, 6.5.
You don't even know.
So
dude.
only because I thought I was like really thinking average to good. Just because like Jerk had mentioned, I really do like a lot of Hallmark movies. So I watch a lot of Hallmark movies. And I just felt like this wasn't even as good as a lot of the movies on the regular Hallmark channel, especially to have Brandy and Jason Biggs and all them in it. So I definitely thought it was a good movie. I just thought for a Christmas type movie, I just thought it was kind of in that average good territory.
Yeah.
I think I just realized why I don't like Christmas movies, because you do be burning out that Hallmark. Like I think starting in October, you're starting to watch like Christmas movies.
Christmas by day,
So you feel burnt out.
Halloween horror at night.
All right, the man at Genius. Why were you delusional? I mean, why did you rate this movie that high?
Nah, I had it as an 8.2. It's definitely in the excellent category for me. Just because the overall storyline was solid, the plot was good, and acting was really good, especially for this type of movie. So there is like a stigma, and it's just like, even if I take outside that it's a Christmas holiday movie and just look at it and just judge the acting, it was solid all the way through. Like there was no character that was just like, oh my God, I can't stand this person. They're acting. Even the kids were good. So
the daughter, right? Beatrice.
Yeah. Like
she was great.
Everybody,
she was great, dude.
Yeah. Literally, all the actresses and actors were great. So the plot was good. I like that there was it kind of centered around Charlotte Sanders, and just in typical like holiday fashion, there was a lot of character development that we got a chance to see in like real time, and they didn't like rush it. It's like she was very skeptical on one end, and by the end of the movie, she has a different outlook on things, and it not only kind of revived her Christmas spirit, but it also like strengthened the marriage and onto financial prosperity, and just put them in a completely different path. So like I thought that was very clever how the skill sets that they gave her, it stayed consistent. She was always a smart engineer, but just things didn't work out. And, she's not much of a risk taker versus her friend who is the risk taker, and things worked out, really great for her. So I think it was great. It was a great play on character dynamics.
All right, Casey Fred, why did you give this that high rating that you did?
First of all, if I compare it to the last week, I would have gave it a 10. But you know, that's
Mhm. Yeah, me too. Compared to last
but
week.
besides that, I was just very, very proud that it was. This is actually a movie I could have went to the movie theater to go see, and I love the
Oh,
simple
you
fact
wildin'.
that
I don't think I
all
would take it that far, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine on Netflix. It's fine on Netflix.
You
It's fine on
tripping.
Netflix.
you can bring your family. I mean, and not be ashamed of it. Is the point of what I'm saying. I couldn't take last week's movie. Nobody would be. I'd be trying to think
Mhm.
about. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, I would get cussed out by my enemies if I brought them to last week. But this week was just different, and I have to agree with Manny. There was a lot of lessons to be learned, whether you was a child or whether you was a couple or whether you was black or whether you was white. I mean, there was so
Yeah.
many lessons learned,
Mhm.
and it gave positive message. And
Mhm.
I just felt like it didn't matter what age you were, you could be able to get something from this movie. And to me, when people can leave differently than the way they came, I'm sorry, that's a good movie to me, man. And so I felt like we all kind of received something, whether we want to believe it or not. And like I said, the actors and the actresses, they did an excellent job.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen Brandy in a long time, and of
Uh,
course, I always think of her
She
song
killed that
"Sitting Up
role.
in My Room" is the
Oh,
first
yeah.
song that always come to
Yeah.
my head when I think of that girl. And so it was just good to be able to see her, and she still had the chops after all these years and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And it was
Mhm.
just good and wholesome, and like I said, way different than last week. Y'all
Mhm.
tricked me, but I'm gonna be watching all the titles from here on out in 2024.
I gotta give y'all some pushback.
8.5 for real, because like I
Mm.
said, I didn't have nothing negative to say about this movie at all. I just really appreciated what the material and the content of what they brought to this movie. And like I said, it's something for them to hang their hat on. You could definitely be proud about this movie.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So what was the message? Maybe I missed that.
Appreciation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of what you
I
have,
think the
Be-
message were more or
be
less
thankful
was
what
like,
you-
don't just embrace an average life. That's what I got from this movie.
Be thankful for what you got, bro. Thankful for what you have.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because like when
Yeah.
they revealed, oh, I guess I don't want to go too much into the storyline, but
Oh, yeah. About
Yeah.
Danny? That
Yeah.
part?
yeah.
That part? Yeah.
that was good.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That was a good little message right there.
Yeah.
But that was easy. It was easy to figure out though. Her
Yeah, it was-
emotion.
it was-
Did you see Brandy's emotion when was
Every
it?
time she was
when
thinking about
Charlotte?
it. Yeah.
Well, when Charlotte was like, "Well, your life is so perfect, and you have this beautiful home, you have a good job, and this, and your son's all saving the world." You know what I mean? When she,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's when you see.
Hold on, let's
Brandy's
go
face.
ahead and go to the second question because I gotta give y'all some pushback. There was no messages in this one.
It
I'm
was.
tripping.
It just went over your head.
All right, we'll start with Casey Fred, and I'm gonna give you the first two together. Would you recommend this movie to anyone, and would you watch this again?
Yes, and absolutely yes, because I'm
All
pretty
right.
sure everyone needs to be able to see this movie in some, in some concept. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
You and Manning, damn, y'all had to like this the Da Vinci Code or something. All right, Manning,
Mm-hmm.
would you recommend this movie to anyone, and would you ever watch this again?
Yes and yes. Let the record state. Maddox says yes and yes.
All right, amazing. Would you recommend this movie to anyone, and would you watch this again?
2 yeses for me.
All right, CLS.
So
Would you
what-
recommend this movie to anyone, and or would you watch this again?
Yeah, I would recommend it. I would watch it again. I would watch
Alright.
it again. Like
That's
when
4
hanging out with your
yeses.
family, something like that. Yeah, I would watch it again. Because I like I followed all of their careers though, like the actors, the main cast. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
because me and Brandy are like the same age. I've been watching her since like Thea. I don't know if you guys remember Thea.
oh
Oh,
yeah,
Like Thea, Moesha, all that stuff. Yeah, I watched all that stuff.
Moesha. Damn.
Brandy
No,
looked-
but
Brandy
she was
looked
on
great.
Thea first. Thea's like 93, 94.
Mhm.
Manning said Brandy looked great. Yeah, she did
definitely-
look pretty good for her age.
definitely
man.
aged.
I mean, we're the same age. She's 44.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
you
she
put us on blast like that, man?
Yeah, she definitely like she's in her 30s still.
Oh yeah, she look good. She look good.
Early 30s too.
Yeah.
For me, I definitely would probably try to skip this one, but I know Amazing. She gonna be in her festive spirit, like
Mhm.
20 more years coming down the line. So it's gonna definitely like get squeezed in there. So I
Mhm.
probably end up watching it again. Not by my choice though. So all right.
Sure.
What did you think
Sure.
about
He likes to play like
Sure.
the commentary in the background. He's
Uh-huh.
like he's one of those watchers.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he'll do all the commentary, but
Mhm.
he's really paying attention. He just does
Mm.
that as cover so he can watch it.
Mm-hmm. He's in denial. He liked it.
All right, what do you think about the storyline? And I'll start with Manic on that first.
I thought the storyline was real. It was very consistent with the plot. It definitely centered around Charlotte, like I said earlier, Charlotte Sanders, or I forget the actress's real name, but yeah, it centered around her
Heather
character.
Graham.
Yeah, it centered around her character, and then you saw the the growth of character in real time, like with each scene. So she goes from being this insecure, or just like this kind of grumpy, not really so much grumpy, just like a more of a realist. So
Mhm.
I like that they didn't make her a complete Grinch. They just made her like a realist, like, oh, this can't be this. And she it showed her searching for anything, finding the dirt, and and then when she actually got there and realized the relationship dynamic, it exposed how insecure she was, and
Mhm.
she had to get over that, and that happened pretty quickly. And the kids, I mean, part of the storyline, him putting the GPS in the wrong thing, I thought that was a little far fetched.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, but other
Yeah.
than that, I mean, it's a Christmas movie, and without that crucial element and surprise, then this would have never happened. But I even like how they had the letter when she realized, like, oh, you guys have been communicating, and she thought it was something else, and he was just like, hey,
Yeah.
I know
Mhm.
how much you don't like this, so I've actually been doing this our whole time. So even though you look at our family as like failure and not really so super happy about it, like I look at it from a different lens. And she was able
Mhm.
to sit back and have time to process everything and like how she messed up and actually read all the things that he was saying year over year. And she watched that
Mhm.
development. So it's just like that level of growth in her character. I mean,
Mhm.
they just by adding that element in there, I think the director was very clever, and because somebody doesn't really typically grow that much in a
Mhm.
movie, but an event like that where she can literally almost jump in like a time capsule and like, oh man, this is when he first got Monkey Bob, and it's just me and
Mhm.
him, and then now this next one is a sister, and
Mhm.
yeah, so it was.
Mhm.
I thought the plot was great, and the storyline followed very well.
All right. Casey, Fred, what did you think about the plot or the storyline?
Oh, I totally enjoyed it. I want to just add on to what Manic was saying on this. Um, as far as the development, it was kind of ironic how you saw the beginning of the newsletter, you know, and what got me so bad was, um, you know, Jackie had her family in their newsletter, and she was trying to poke holes in it, but she had to keep checking. I don't know if you guys saw the check marks,
Yeah,
right
Mhm.
on there, and oh man, they got this one, they got that one too,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
then come to find out, her husband, behind her back, of course, was doing the same thing, had a newsletter about them, and she was like, "What? Since when we start doing newsletters?" And she thought it was some kind of affair and stuff. And then, like you said, you see the growth throughout the whole movie. And at the very end, you saw a newsletter with both families coming together, you
Mhm.
know. And I just thought that was so beautiful. And she got a chance to be able to be a part of that this time, and to be
Mhm.
able to realize that, you know what, we all got something to be grateful for.
Mhm.
And then they started spending Christmases together, which is the one thing that she didn't want to do at the very beginning. But
Yeah.
they would have it that they would come together so that way they could all learn lessons. And I just thought that was interesting. And then even for the kids, as far as believing not just in themselves but believing in something. And for them, it was Santa Claus, and I just thought that whole scenario, as smart as Jackie's daughter really was, you know, she had to confess at the very end. She was like, you know, you got to just believe, you know, and that was her big lesson, you know. And so there was something I felt like for everyone, and like we were saying beginning, they made sure that it was family friendly. So like you could literally sit down at your fireplace at home and watch it with your whole family, or even go out to the movie theater and watch it. It had something for everyone. And I thought it was really cool. And then of course the memorial that they add for, I believe his Daniel, right?
Yeah, Danny. Yeah, Danny.
Yeah. And I thought that was really cool too. And the foundation that they built, and they was able to carry that on as well. And so it was just, I love the storyline and just the way it all came together. And like I said, I thought it was good. I really did.
CLS, what did you think about the plot or the storyline?
I thought it was good. I mean, the story was easy to follow. You know what I mean? And you see the the contrast between the two families, like Brandy's family and her friend Charlotte's family, and like I said, I wanted just to add on to what Manic and Fred said. Yeah, you can see like the character development and the growth, and
okay, amazing.
Yes,
what do you think about the plot or the storyline?
I mean, I agree. I think
How would you see it?
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, you know, I get there.
I think Fred and Manic kind of summed it up. I did like the fact that this storyline, I like the fact that it was just kind of all kind of wrapped around the Christmas letter, because I like people that send Christmas letters. I have family that sends Christmas letters. And I always like enjoy reading those. But I also think
corny. Sorry.
you know, you're always ready for one
like Christmas cards.
Yes, but the whole letter, like I like reading when they do the letter with the pictures and what everybody's been up to.
Oh yeah.
But I did think that also I did like where, you know, referencing back to the Hallmark Channel, because I do like a lot of those movies as well. But those are normally based around, you like love stories, basically, you know, like it's normally a love story that a romantic comedy, where it did have some of that element to it, but it was a different storyline than a lot of the Christmas movies, especially with finding out that Danny had passed, and, you know, things aren't always what they seem when you're looking from the outside in. So I just thought that was a good twist to the kind of the normal Christmas movie.
Yeah, it was believable. The story was believable.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely easy to follow. I mean, I just thought it was too basic for because they did have a good cast, except for that one little kid with the little monkey and stuff. Yeah, that was
Bob,
a little odd.
you like him? Yeah, he was a little odd.
But I think the storyline was just too flat, man. Don't get me wrong, like it was a watchable movie, but I just thought, like, man, you have Brandy, Heather Graham, Jason Biggs, and all them. It's like, man, you could have like introduced, I think, some different elements. So yeah, as for me, I didn't really care too much for the plot or the storyline. I just thought it was just typical, like I said before, Christmas movie.
It was
all right. We'll go. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna add on what you're saying. It was short too. It was only like, I think it was like an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah, it was quick. That's what I'm saying. It was quick and just real predictable.
Yeah.
You thought it was what element did you think was predictable?
She was gonna, like, you know, had a shitty life, and then she was gonna come to terms with her basic like existence, and then, you know, she was you know, everything was just gonna work out, you know, when they like ended up at her house. It was just like, oh, okay, they're gonna go through some stuff. She's gonna be a little jealous, and then, you know, she's gonna come with them terms.
But that's vague. That's like everything.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put that type of blanket over it, I don't think it's predictable.
He's a total troll for this movie.
No, I'm not, man. It was very basic, man. Like,
I don't think it was that predictable. Did you see Danny being dead?
I actually
I didn't
You
catch
knew
that.
it was
Like,
like from
I
the
caught
very-
it.
Yeah, I
Bef-
knew it from the very first letter in the beginning. I was thinking, oh, that
Yeah.
whenever, remember when the movie first started
Mhm.
and they were reading the letter, she said something like we're carrying on or something about Danny's dream or something
Yeah,
along those
she
lines.
did. She did say
I
that.
thought
You're
right
right.
away
She did say
Danny
that.
was dead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that one.
Mhm.
But yeah. Other than Danny being dead, I mean, it would have been predictable if it's like she was living a front, and then it's just like, oh, you caught me, and then like,
Yeah.
and then that would have been the more predictable because that's like every movie. It's like, oh, it's like everything looks great, and then at the very end, it's like you do find one, shink in the armor, and it's just like everything else comes crumbling down, and then you guys work it out, and it's like, it's not that bad, and then
Mhm.
everybody sings "Kumbaya" together. That would have been predictable. I didn't think this one was predictable, or
Yeah.
yeah, this is a good movie all the way through.
I think where
I stand by my score.
where he's saying predictable is like it was a Christmas movie, so we knew it was going to end up happy. Like,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
gonna
for
be
sure.
happy.
Yeah.
that's right.
I think that's where he's trying to go with his nonsense.
No, yeah, that and then I mean, the story was flat, man. I'm sorry, man. Like,
You didn't shed a tear, Jerk?
there's better Hallmark movies out here, and them joints is
Yeah.
terrible. That's what I'm saying.
Hallmark
Like,
is terrible. Like this, I can't believe you compare this to a Hallmark movie. Hallmark is like that's predictable in the first 5 minutes. It's like, hey, here's this single mom who owns a store and it's not successful, and then all of a sudden, rich businessman comes in town, helps her, and next thing you know, they're married and she's successful, live a happy life, and everything's perfect. And she has a little
I'll
bit.
cancel my business trip to be with you guys for Christmas. But I
Forever.
guess I like
They
those
already told
better.
and they already told that story. That story's already been told already, huh?
Yeah, it's been told 7 different times.
On Hallmark Channel. Or
Yeah.
Lifetime, or one of them channel, Lifetime or some shit.
I guess I like movies with a little bit more twist. And I'm gonna get to that. Like, if I was the director or producer, what I would do differently. But yeah, it was just too like I said, man, predictable for me. Like I said, I didn't catch the little kid Danny part, which I did kind of like that element.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she was just a typical hater, mad at her life, man. I seen this before. Yeah, I guess I'm just burnt out with like Christmas movies. I can't lie to you.
No, I understand that.
All right, we'll go to the fourth one. What scenes or actress performances stuck out to you? And I'll go to you first on this one, CLS.
Well, I guess the first scene was what was the bedroom scene? And they were moving furniture.
Yeah,
that shit was crazy, man. I didn't know what was going on at first, but then I saw the bed. But see, the thing that made this scene silly to me was the fact that remember when it was the picture of them when they were in college, Jason Biggs and Brandy when they were in college, and she put it on the nightstand, and then once they started like I guess having sex and the headboard started rocking or whatever, he was still asleep. But then he eventually woke up, I guess, when the picture fell off the nightstand and then it cracked. And then she looked at it. She was like, it looks better like this. And he just kind of gave her that look, you know what I'm saying? Like she did it. He's like, you don't feel this. And then he just rolled over. I was like, dude, come on, man. And then the bed started rocking again from the vibration from the wall. Like, you didn't feel that? You know what I mean? Come on, dude. He felt that, man. I mean, that scene, and then I had to write it down. It was a lot. Oh yeah. What was it? I guess the scene, what was it? The one when they went to the what's it? I wrote that shit down. When they went to go, I guess when they left the house, and you remember she thought her car was snowed in, but then come to find out they got this heated driveway to melt the snow. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. A heated driveway. I
thought they got those.
Huh?
Yeah, they do. Brandy was balling.
Yeah, they do. I mean, was it Valentino? Yeah, they were balling. Yeah, they had money or whatever. And then it was when they were tree shopping. That's what it was. When they were tree shopping, and then it was like they were talking to Santa, and Santa's he's drinking the Red Bull.
Yeah,
he was fucking that Red Bull up too. And then when the Beatrice is like, she was like, "Oh, thanks." He was like, "Oh, thanks, Santa. Thanks for stopping by last night and putting the letters under our pillows." He was like, he sips the Red Bull real hard. He was like, "Oh yeah, okay, oh thanks." He said, "I'm glad you got it safe and sound." And he just kind of walked off. And then the kid with Bob, he's like, "He didn't put it under our pillows." He's like, "Exactly." He's in there putting the pieces together.
Yeah.
Santa's a big fraud. He's not real. All that stuff. Yeah. Even the part with the chimney when they're at the house when I guess Brandy gave him the letters, and then she kind of looked up the chimney and she was like, "Yeah, I mean the flue's not even open. You know what I mean? It's not even open. How did you get down here to get the letter?" So,
Yeah, for me, the only scene that kind of stuck out for me was the one where Heather Graham's she was sitting there and homeboy Valentino put his hand on her lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man was like mad touchy and stuff. So yeah, I like that scene. That was funny. And I think that's where I wanted to go. Like, you just more comedy in there, with based on I guess the relationship dynamics and stuff. That's why I thought they was gonna kind of take it like more the jealousy because if they used to date or something. But
you remember that scene? Remember that scene with when Beatrice, the daughter, she caught Charlotte snooping around. She was snooping around the house, and she came out of, I think, her office.
oh, okay,
And they were
yeah.
talking. She was like, "Oh, you're so cute." She was like, "Don't patronize me." He said, "I might be small in stature, but I'm tall in intellect." It's crazy, man.
The
It's
mom
crazy.
pops up. Are you intimidating the guest again?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, homegirl was smart though. That was funny.
She was, man. That was cool. That was cool.
All right, amazing. What scenes or performances stuck out to you?
I definitely liked the scene. I did like the scene when they showed up at Jackie's house and the son put it in and he was saying, "But you said," just because I think sometimes, like kids take stuff so literal versus, like their sarcasm. So I did like that scene. I thought that scene was funny also when Valentino put his hand on Charlotte's leg. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then this scene when Charlotte ruined the dollhouse and she was embarrassed, and it was kind of first like she's accusing them of having this affair, which I thought no offense, but yeah, right, like Brandy's not going to cheat on Valentino with American
Rob.
Pie guy.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You see the way that dollhouse fell down? That part was fake. Come on, man. She barely he barely tested and it fell down. That thing crumbled like
that is true, but it's probably just
barely
like the unevenness.
She barely tested. Like I said, what do you put it together with?
Nothing.
Love.
But,
You put it together with
not-
love.
Yeah,
Love and patience.
That's true. Love.
pretty much. That shit,
But,
it's kind of like a paper house or something. It was made out of paper or something.
When Rob then confronted her on when Brandy was like, "What is your problem?" And Rob was like, "Is it your normal kid or your average kids or your average husband?" Or I was like, "Oh man, I know she feels like an a-hole right now," in that situation. So that scene, and then the scene when she really did realize that Danny had passed away and she was turning on that road and says it's a memorial fund. Those scenes stuck out to me.
Yeah, that was a good scene too.
Yeah. All right, man, genius. What scenes or performances stuck out to you?
Yeah, I would just say Brandy's overall performance the entire time really stuck out to me because we see her in the very beginning. She's this upbeat, chipper personality and like nothing phases her. And she stayed in character the whole time. And it's just like she fluctuated like anybody would in different situations, but it was very believable the entire time. And then when it was time for her to step into that other role where she's vulnerable with, what happened to Danny, I thought she did an excellent job transitioning into like having those emotions and not being her cheerful self and being vulnerable in that moment. So I really felt like she did an excellent job acting, and I would love to see her in more movies. So her performance really stuck out to me. A couple of other scenes, I think CLS covers some of them and amazing as well. The scene of the moving the furniture, I thought that was a clever way to put things like that. Mommy and Daddy move furniture. We just kind of do it a little more quietly, but furniture is getting moved.
that was
That's
funny.
believing. We're really good at moving furniture, and the furniture that we move is great.
It's like, that was funny.
Yeah. So I thought that was, and I didn't even realize it was a romantic comedy. Because they didn't try to make every scene funny, and I appreciated that because it allowed the storyline and plot to, move without every single scene trying to add. And I felt like the actress Beatrice was really good too, because the way that they developed the story, it had different plots. It's like Beatrice and the kid, like even though she's this Harvard, student because she got accepted there and she's super intelligent and genius, she's still a 10-year-old girl, and she's using her intelligence to disprove whether or not Santa is. That's just so innocent, and typical of somebody who's a 10-year-old. So even though the Saunders had average kids, the 2 10-year-olds were like on their own mission, completely independent of the movie. And a lot of times movies, when they have family dynamics like this, they completely forget about the other part of the family, the kids. But the kids had their own storyline and their own plot. So I thought that was really cool that it went in complete tangent with the overall movie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good breakdown.
It's excellent.
All right,
breakdown.
Casey, Fred. What scenes or performances stuck out to you? I think Manic was trying to low key holler at Brandy a little bit.
He was
a little heavy on the Brandy accolades.
No, she did really well. I didn't expect her to be so.
Well, don't forget.
But Manic was definitely a little heavy on them accolades, though. So I spot that.
I got to give credit where credit's due. I
Right.
got to give credit where credit's due.
I like it.
All right, Casey, Fred. What scenes or performances stuck out to you?
So one of the scenes that had me actually rolling was the scene where Charlotte was trying to put the pieces together as far as she thinking that Jackie and Rob are secretly liking each other, and then plus she found the little letter and stuff like that, and she's all dressed up in a red dress, and Jackie's husband says, "Hey, have a drink with me." And so they sit down and they start drinking, and all of a sudden he's like, it's okay for people to be attracted to each other and stuff like that. And he says, "Are you attracted to me?" And she said, "Oh, yes, stuff like that." And then she turned around and said, "Are you attracted to me?" He's like, no.
I remember that was fucked up too. You see her face, her face drop. That was fucked up. Yo.
You could tell she was beside herself on that right there.
Yeah,
man. He just so was. Tickled.
Oh,
but no, that was the funniest thing. But
he might not be in the white woman though. You know what I mean? he might not be. He might not be in the white woman. That's what I thought when he said it.
I mean, did y'all see Brandy? Though?
Yeah, Brandy was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he looks black and Spanish women. You know what I mean? So women with color. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the furniture was moving for sure. Right?
Yeah, it definitely was. He
was laying a D.
He was moving furniture, CLS.
He was moving furniture.
Probably had the little back support, the little harnesses to make sure.
He was moving mountains like that Usher song. He was moving mountains.
Moving mountains, water creeks.
Yeah, right.
Another scene that got me so bad was the one where she had Jackie had built that her mom's house, if you guys remember correctly, and then Charlotte all of a sudden one heavy hand, and then boom, the whole thing just collapsed and fell, and then it was just like everybody didn't say nothing. They kind of like it was like they left, right? And then the next day she was like, "Oh well, we're all packed. We getting ready to leave. There's just no way we can recover." And Jackie's like, "No, don't leave. That can be replaced. But what we got going on right here, I want you to stay. I really want you to be here." And I said to myself, and just being honest with you, is Jackie a real sister? Because any sister would have been like, "Yes, have your stuff packed. You got 30 minutes. Get out." And but I just thought that was another teachable moment, not just for Charlotte, but just to be able to prove to everyone that hey, there's more than what meets the eye, and so that was another life lesson and stuff I thought was really cool. I liked how all of a sudden when things would go bad or things were getting rough, it seemed like Jackie always kept the course, and she was, like I remember the balloon ride and stuff like that, and things were going bad for that, and she kept the course there, and Charlotte was able to help her, and then they get on the balloon together, and then next thing you know, they go by their house and somehow, some way, the ladder was still down, and it gets caught up, and so they're carrying there, and then Charlotte gets this. I know I would have never done it. That, you know, so many. I don't know how high they were, but the simple fact of it is she decided to climb down, get in the sled, become Santa, and then do her kid a solid and drop the little monkey, which was his favorite toy, and he caught it perfectly in his hand, and he was like, "Oh my God!" And he even called him by name and stuff. Just to make sure the right kid caught it. And I caught on to all of that and stuff, and you know, everybody was like, I believe, you know. And I just thought all of that was just really cool. I mean, that's what Christmas movies are about. Sometimes they go over the top, but to prove their point. But I thought it was really cool. And that kind of stuck out with me as well, because the bottom line is anytime you can make your kid happy or make memories with your kid, I mean, that's part of what life is all about, and they are kids, and I'm so glad in the storyline that they didn't forget about them. You know, they made them a part of the story as well, as far as the adults is concerned. So I thought it was really good. Those were some of the things that just kind of really stuck out for me.
But dude, her ribs, you know, her ribs should have been broken, right? Remember when before she knocked the dollhouse down and Valentino came in there, he said, "You broke into the wrong house," and then he side kicked the shit out of her ass.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
I forgot about that scene.
Her ribs, he knocked the wind out of her. Yeah, he kicked her into some boxes. It was like some boxes on the floor or whatever. He side kicked the shit out of her ass, yo. And she got up like gasping, like he knocked the wind out. Dude, her ribs should have been broken, yo. Real talk. He kicked the shit out of her, yo.
Oh,
That was funny though. And then the part where you what was the part what was it? Oh yeah, when they tried to get Santa's beard off. Remember that part with Bob when they took the tree sap and he put it on Bob's hand to pull the beard down. And yo, come on, man, he was being the Santa was being extra too. He's like, oh, save Christmas, and get the hell, save Christmas. This shit was funny though. It was funny though. It was. It's a little extra though, a little over the top, but it was funny. Yeah. It was funny. And then they get home, and Valentino's like, he said, "No Shark Tank for a week."
Yeah.
That was funny, yo. That was funny.
I didn't even catch that word. Yeah, that's funny.
That was funny, bro. You gotta admit that was funny, bro.
Yeah, no, that was.
He's like, "Where do you think you're going?" He said, "No Shark Tank for a week." She was like,
all right, so we would jump into the next question. If you were the director or producer of this movie, what would you change or do differently? And I'll go ahead and kick this one off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if I had I could change some things. I probably would have left the kids out. I know y'all like that element, but I guess I like the romance stuff a little bit more. So yeah, I would have focused more on the like romantic element, because you know, with Brandy and Jason Biggs' character, like they had that past relationship. Yeah, they really didn't speak on that too much, you know, where you know their homie smash or anything. So I think they could have introduced some comedy where Brandy still liked him or something, even though she had like the ideal probably husband, you know, he's all chiseled up. So I would have liked to see some of that, more or less, more than jealousy.
He did speak on it though. Remember, he said that was his first girlfriend in college.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like, you know, they would really elaborate on that, like the love of his life type thing. And so, of course, he got married and stuff. But you know, like, you know, was he like the nerdy guy? And she came in, and you know, that was like always the girl he truly wanted and stuff. And then you know, his wife's kind of cheating him like shit. So, you know, some of those dynamics, I think they could have touched on in the movie. So yeah, that would have been the major change if I could do that. I would have put more like the adult element to it. That's all I got. I'll toss it to you, CLS. You were the director or producer of this movie. What would you change or do differently? Or would you just keep it the same?
Kind of add on to what you said. Yeah, just explore that a little more. Maybe give some more details about their college life and then what happened after they graduated college. Because I'm pretty sure I just assume that, you know what I mean. Once you graduate college, you're trying to find yourself and trying to, you know, choose a career and just trying to figure out where you want to live and how you want to navigate through life. So maybe for them, they didn't end up together because of timing. You know what I mean? They're doing different things in life and they just didn't end up back together. They just ended up falling in love with someone else. So that's what I just assume that's what happened. And then,
well, because in the movie, at first I thought it was Brandy and a girl. I thought they were like best friends to a certain degree and just fell out, lost
Mhm.
track. So yeah, I was thrown off when like Jason Biggs' character actually like
Yeah.
was the one that knew her. So that's what I'm saying. I think they should have like made her, Brandy and her like best friends or something, or made him like where he's still in love with her. So because it was just a weird connection where it's just like, man, they really didn't have no connection with each other besides like those little newsletters and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I would add. Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say they had a friendship because remember Brandy was like, I wouldn't have not survived, college if it weren't for your mother. She, tutored me and like so Brandy and the Heather character, they had you could, if somebody's getting that much tutoring and that much help, then it's like they had a pretty good established relationship. So they were almost friends, at least in Brandy's eyes. Brandy looked at her
Mhm.
as like one of my best friends, even though Heather might have not looked at her like that.
Mhm.
So I don't think that Brandy and Rob were dating, and then Heather came into the picture. I think it was like, hey, they she was tutoring Brandy, and then just so happens that like, oh, when Rob was in that band,
Mhm.
this before she even knew him, that's just the past. But it was like a quick little relationship thing. He even mentioned it was quick.
Mhm.
And then the relationship really was between Brandy and the I forget her name.
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yeah, Brandy and Charlotte.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I would have liked to. I mean, once Charlotte found Danny's bedroom, and it was pretty much a shrine, which usually happens when someone loses a child. They don't change anything; they just kind of leave it as is, and then it becomes a shrine. I wish they would have gave more details about what happened to him, because they didn't really say what happened. They didn't say anything about what happened to him. It was just
No,
like
they didn't.
when she gave her a hug, and she was just like, when what happened, and that was pretty much it. That's all she said. There was no details about how he passed. Did he have cancer? I mean, there's nothing.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I would have liked to know more about that.
All right, Mason. If you were the director or the producer of this movie, what would you change or do differently?
I do agree with knowing more about what happened to Danny. That would have been good
Yeah,
to
that
just
would've
kind
been
of
better.
close that little piece.
Mm-hmm.
But considering Brandy was, obviously one of the main characters, and it was a Christmas movie, I would have liked to see her sing more Christmas songs. I would have liked that been incorporated more into the movie.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. She was blowing, and the two scenes she was singing though, I give her that. She sounded good.
Oh yeah, she's a great singer.
But
All right, Manic. Oh, go ahead. Manic Genius. If you were the director or the producer of this movie, would you change or do differently, or would you just leave it the same since you already had it at like an 8 something?
I'm gonna give it a 10 now.
Nah, I would probably take the same approach with CLS. I would explain the situation as far as how Danny passed. But I think they probably left it, vague like that, so it can be more relatable to people. Because if you specify, exactly how he went, then it's like, oh, okay, cancer. Now you're going to get everybody who's lost a child to cancer. But if you, oh, he got into a car accident that was tragic, then it's like, oh, by leaving it vague, it can just represent, is a representation of just losing a child. And anybody who's ever lost a child can, therefore relate to that. So
my mother did.
Huh?
My mother lost a child. Like my older sister. It was before she met my dad, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang, way to make this dark, CLS. Like, I appreciate that.
Well, I'm just
Why
saying.
can't you wait till your turn to tell that?
I'm just saying. No, because you, I'm just saying. I can relate to that because I was afraid to ask my mother questions.
This is a Christmas movie.
No, I'm just saying. I was afraid to ask my mother questions about it until I got older because I didn't want to upset her. You know what I mean? Asking too many questions.
Yeah,
but
You upset me, CLS.
Huh? But yeah. So yeah, I lost a sister.
Yeah.
So that is okay. That is
Like
relatable though. Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
So anything else, Manic? Any accolades you want to give to Brandy or anything before I pass it to Casey Fred? Like,
I mean, I guess I would do a little bit of changes. I would probably have more shots of Brandy. Just like, just
running into like a field of flowers and stuff, just spinning around with slow motion music.
She looked great. They could have showed like a scene where she's like, even though it's snowing, because she got the heated driveway, she's like up early in the morning, like running. getting her workout in.
But all right, Casey Fred, if you were the director or producer of this movie, what would you change or do differently?
I don't think I would change anything. It was just perfect. I mean, and I know we talked about it was like about an hour and 20 minutes, but it was family friendly. So at the end of the day, most kids can't last longer than 90 minutes anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, it was just perfect. It was one of those, let's tell the story. Let's everybody get a little ABC special, something to learn, a little nugget of wisdom to be able to take with them on the way out and then be done with it. I like the way that they ended it as well with the newsletter. And it just kind of like almost in so many ways, you could literally do another one.
They could.
And so I thought that was really cool. The way the setup was at the end, they started with the newsletter, they ended with the newsletter. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah. So, I mean, and then in so many ways, it was the best Christmas ever because we got a chance to be able to hear, Brandy sing. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I can't even remember the last time I heard her sing. So it's been a long time. So
it's been a while.
It was really cool to be able to know that she still got the juice. So I thought that was cool.
I got like 3 of her CDs.
Yeah, it's been a while since
her first 3 CDs.
Yeah, I just think, man, they should have made Jason Bigg want that brown sugar back like D'Angelo. That's they should have had more romance in there.
Yeah. No, he was. Come on, man. He wasn't getting that back, man. She had Valentino. She wasn't getting that back. Yo.
Yeah, that's exactly.
he's all ripped and in shape. Dude was jacked. He's all jacked. Nah, with his pasty pale ass.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe like, man, she was like super smart and stuff. Like maybe he was like too high strung or something. So I think they should have like, made it where they almost damn near like should have swapped or something. I would have liked that.
Yeah. They made Valentino because he was also like not just like way better looking, but he also was like so sweet and romantic, and he was cooking. Like they made him like the perfect all around. So there's no way that Brandy
he's directing a town Christmas play and stuff. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, this is too soft. That's why I was like, man, I can't.
Yeah.
Karate instructor. Yeah, my man was just like well balanced. Like
he could do everything. I think he knew how to cook too, right? Didn't he make those
pancakes?
Oh
yeah. He was cooking. You remember he made the breakfast.
He made
was
the
like,
pancakes and everything. Yeah. He can cook, fuck, everything.
And was putting
he can cook, fuck, fight. He can do everything. What can he do? Like the question is, what can he do?
All right, so we'll jump into the last one. So it's like, now that you heard other perspectives, would you change your score or keep it the same? And I'll start with CLS first on that one. Let me put the rating scale back up. Would you bump it up? You staying the same or you going down?
I mean, seven's cool. 7. Yeah, it's good. Like I said, it's a good movie. I would watch it.
All right. What about you, Amazing?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the 6.5.
Okay. Still in a good territory. CLS is still on the borderline of good and very good. Manic Genius.
I mean, add on the. I'm sorry. I'll wait.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna wait till after Fred, because now I was just gonna add on what Fred said. They could, the way they ended it, they could make a sequel though. Maybe they will next Christmas. You know what I mean? Maybe I make another one.
All right, Manic Genius. Were you gonna stay the same or go up, down?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay the same. I'm cool with the solid 8.2.
Okay, excellent territory still. Casey Fred. You want to come down a little bit? You want to go up?
I'm staying right there with the 8.5. I mean, I just thought they did a good job. It was a good cast, good job. It was a lot of valuable lessons that honestly we all can learn from. So
I'll bump mine up a little bit. I'll go ahead and go to a solid 5. I'll put it between decent and average. I can't go no higher than that. So I'll bump mine up from the bad and decent mark.
I think you like it more than that.
Oh, man, I don't really care for Christmas movies.
I
Man.
think so, too.
I'm telling
Yeah.
I know, man. I think Amazing be burning me out with them, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And then I just don't like the kid ones too much, to tell you the truth.
Or the kids.
Because at least with the adult ones you be watching, where they are like all they are similar, where it's almost like they have the whole like Manic was nailing it down, where like she's by herself, the guy comes back, he cancels his trip or something, like some big thing, But at least those I could chip away at the whole storyline. I know I know I be getting on her nerves with that. I'm like, oh, look at this shit. This guy. But I can see why people like it though. Like if people in that Christmas spirit, it's like, man, it did like you guys outlined. It wasn't a long movie, and then they hit on all cylinders where they had the kid element, the storyline. So I could see. I just don't like Christmas movies. So
yeah, just not your thing.
No, but I did like seeing Brandy in there though, and I did. One thing I did bump it up is because I did like the fact that they kind of had a diversity thing in there. The minorities was winning. Getting they shine on, they was balling out. So I did like how they kind of captured that, where it was like, hey, look, let's make the Caucasians, have the bad lifestyle, and Brandy and them was just at the top of the world, minus the loss, family loss and stuff. So I thought that was kind of clever.
So we had a black angel. We still had a white Santa Claus though. They didn't have a black Santa, see, or even a Spanish, Mexican Santa or something like that. You know what I mean? He's still white. He's still a fat white guy.
I did like that the Valentino though. That was a pretty good transition because usually he's playing like a drug dealer role, so it was kind of good to see him a bit.
You ever see that show on Netflix? He was on Z Nation too. Z Nation.
Yeah, I saw a couple episodes.
He was on there too. Those are the only shows I've seen him on, Power and Z Nation.
That's right. Yeah, because he
was on there.
Nah, he's probably gonna blow up after this because he did a pretty good job on this. But I mean, definitely a solid. I'll say acting cast.
I think he's gonna be on Ghost too. He's on Ghost too.
Is he? I thought he died.
Nah. Remember he went to jail. Remember Andre set him up and he went to jail.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's
Chris
right.
Paul went to jail, so he's still alive. I think he's gonna be on the new season when Ghost comes back on with Tariq. He's gonna be on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, that's what I read online anyway. But yeah, he didn't die, so they could.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out then.
Yeah.
I didn't know Ghost was coming back. I said I didn't know Ghost was coming back.
No, that's the
Power.
Ghost.
I know, but
no Ghost. What's it? It's book 2. I think it's book 2, Ghost. That's what
the Book of Ghost.
Oh,
That's
but
what
not
it's
the
called.
character.
It's the Book of Ghost.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because he's dead. So Ghost is dead, and it's like Tariq is he's in college now, right? Like college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
college.
Yeah. So it's just like his college years, and they're bringing back the original characters from the first series. The ones that didn't die, the ones that are still alive. Everybody pretty much died, pretty much.
Including Tommy.
No, Tommy's still alive. He's in
Chicago.
Chicago. He's in Chicago.
Yeah.
But
Are they bringing him back in Ghost too? Book
But
2?
they did. He was on.
They do crossovers every once in a while. They'll
they did
cross them over.
They brought him back last season. He crossed over. Remember that episode with Tasha when they were at the house? They did bring him back last season.
Oh, okay.
And then he went back to Chicago, I guess. But yeah.
Amazing over there, looking like Cruella DeVille and stuff.
and you're stroking the dog. Yeah.
But all right, we'll go ahead and close this out. So we'll start with KC Fred, man. Any parting words?
Nah, it was just a good movie, man, and way better than last week. I was able to eat my nachos and feel
You eat
good about
nachos?
myself. Huh?
Did you have nachos this time when you watched this?
Sure did, man.
Okay,
With the meat
Santa.
in there, man.
You dipping them in cheese?
Hey, Rotel all the way, baby.
Yeah. Had the cheddar cheese next to you, dipping them in the cheese.
All right, the Manic Genius, parting words. Where can we find you at?
I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed this movie review. You can find me on IG, and you can always find me on Mag Sophistication. So go ahead, hit that like, share, subscribe, follow, do it all. Do the whole 9.
All right, amazing.
Merry Christmas to everybody. See you guys next week.
Merry
That's my
Christmas to you
parting
too.
words.
To Merry Christmas.
All right, CLS.
Or you guys say happy holidays too, because some people don't believe in Christmas, so you're supposed to say happy
fuck them.
holidays.
I'm telling you, Merry Christmas.
People get offended now if you say Merry Christmas to them and they don't believe in it. So you got to say happy
Man, people
holidays.
get offended over the littlest shit,
Yeah,
man.
They
you
do.
can say
I
hi
think-
and wave, and they're upset.
I think by 2030, we're not going to be able to give handshakes. It's going to be some weird climate. By 2050, yeah, it's gonna be. We need to do a future episode just on some wild theories.
Well, when
Okay,
COVID hit,
okay.
we started doing a kid and play. We couldn't shake.
Oh,
hands.
yeah.
We were doing we were shaking feet. We were doing a kid and play for real.
Full out dance. Yeah.
They were. I saw some white people doing it in the parking lot. It was funny. I couldn't get my phone off fast enough to record it.
Oh yeah. I did see that.
I did.
CLS be in the streets. But where can we find you at, CLS?
You can find me on IG, YouTube, TikTok. That's
Okay.
CLS, yeah.
Seen you on an episode of Cops before, man. Getting arrested.
You said cops. No, not my ass. I mean,
all right, so I'll go ahead and close it out now. But yeah, check out the channel, Manic Sophistication, and every Tuesday we're starting to do lives on there. So please tune in if you got some free time. You know, we be talking about various topics and stuff, and we keep dropping the movie reviews. And moving into the next year, you know, we're gonna kind of change some things around where we're probably actually doing movies that's actually in a movie theater also, you know, so we're going to mix it up a little bit. So just stay tuned in and we'll keep giving y'all this content. But all right, happy holidays, Christmas, whatever the hell else you do.
Hanukkah.
Peace.
Kwanzaa.
yeah, happy Kwanzaa.
All right, bro.